Welcome back, guys, to another Launchpad tutorial video. So this is part 2 of my Launchpad how-to series. In the first video I showed you how to cut up and sample the song and all of that stuff in FL Studio, and today's episode is actually going to be a pretty quick episode. So the next tutorial, part 3, will be up probably in the next tomorrow or either the day after that or something like that, because this is going to be a very fast tutorial. Basically, in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to set up Ableton, how to set up the software to get it all ready so you can get your samples on your Launchpad and get the lights ready. So let's get straight into this. If you missed the first part, the link will be down in the description below or on screen right here, right in this little box over here. But let's get straight into it. So first what you're going to do is open your Ableton, whatever Ableton you have. Here I have opened Ableton Live 9 Suite because that's what I use. Okay, so now we're going to get Ableton all set up. So we're going to go over to Ableton here. As you can see, your Launchpad's going to look like this, and your Ableton's going to look like this. Your Launchpad might not look like this. It might have a light on it. If it does, that means you have to set your Launchpad up to Ableton. So to do that, you're going to go over here, press Live, then Preferences, and then your thing's going to look like this. Next thing you're going to want to do is press Look and MIDI. You press that, and you won't have any control surface input or output set. So you're just going to want to set that for your Launchpad. So look for your Launchpad over here if you have the Pro. That's the one I use because I have the Pro. If you have the MK2, then you click the MK2. Or if you have the normal Launchpad, then you press that Launchpad. But for me, I'm going to press Launchpad Pro because I am using the Launchpad Pro. Next thing you're going to do is press Launchpad Pro Live Port, and then again Launchpad Pro Live Port. You're going to want to do the same thing. And then your thing should look exactly like this. So for Launchpad Pro input, track should be on, remote should be on. For Launchpad Pro MIDI port, your track should be on, and for Launchpad_Pro output, they should all be pressed on. So next thing you're going to want to do is exit out of this. Now your Launchpad's set up. It should look like this. You're going to want to just click this user button right here, which brings you straight into user 1 mode. You're going to want to be in user 1 mode because that's basically where you play Launchpad projects, you make Launchpad projects. This is pretty much the mode for doing the stuff that you see me do on my videos. So now in Ableton here, you're going to see I have MIDI, audio. You're only going to need one audio and one MIDI, so you can delete both those. I'm going to move the audio in front of the MIDI. It doesn't make a difference if you don't want to. Just that's how I set up my projects. But now we're going to set up the MIDI so that we can start making the lights, and then I'm going to show you how to set up the audio and the drum rack and all that stuff after. So to set up the lights, you're going to click MIDI, and as you can see here, it says MIDI 2, no input. You want to change that input to Launchpad Pro output. If you don't have the Launchpad Pro, then you're going to press whatever Launchpad you have. And if you have the Launchpad Pro or the MK2, you press channel 6. If you have the original Launchpad, it will be channel 3, I believe. If not, it'll be on screen right here. And now you're going to want to do is press this little button down here, which pretty much makes it active. And then this in button, and as you can see, now your Launchpad produces light feedback. So now we are ready to set up the lights. So you're going to want to double click this MIDI thing over here. You need Exesia's MIDI extension plugin to be able to make the lights the way that I make the lights. So if you don't have that installed, link will be in the description below for a tutorial and the link to the download. So I have my folder right here. You should have your folder somewhere set up here after you installed it. So follow the tutorial on how to install it. So once you have MIDI extension installed, you're going to want to just go to your MIDI extension folder, add a MIDI extension master over here. As it will load, and then there you go, you have MIDI extension master over there. Then you're going to want to add a MIDI effect track over here. You can open that and open that for now. And then you're going to be able to start making some lights. So now what you're going to have to do is, if you want to make it so you can have multiple pages, so you can do multiple lights, like each page has different set of lights, then you're going to want to do this. So as you can see, you go on chain here, you right click this, and you click map to macro 1, which is going to map it to this macro right here. Then over here you want to press MIDI, so that's basically you can assign your Launchpad to do something. Then you're going to click on that macro 1, which says chain selector now. And on your Launchpad, you're going to want to press this button over here, so hold that, and then press the bottom one over here and hold that, and there you go, it should select. And then right here where it says max 127, just change that to 7 and you're all set. Now if you look, and then you can exit MIDI and you're ready for multiple pages. So now if you look here, you can see every time I press a new button on the side, it moves up the page all the way up until 7, because that's how many buttons are here. So you're set to do that. So you want to make a light on the first page, all you have to do is drag a MIDI extension over here. Then if you scroll over here, you'll see that you have MIDI extension right here, and all you have to do is make your lights. In another tutorial, I will teach you how to make lights and all that stuff, but for now, I'm just going to be teaching you how to set up Ableton for that. So now you're set up to make the lights. Each light needs a new MIDI extension, so this will be one light right here. Then if I want to, so say I want to assign this light to something, I click key, and say I want to assign this light to this button right here, I hold this button, double tap on this green bar, and now it's assigned to that button. So now all I have to do is add my light right into this little box over here, and this button, when I click this button, it will activate that light. So you have to do that for each button. So say I want to do it for this button right here, I add another MIDI extension, I click the button I want to activate, so it's to be this one, double click on the green, and now whatever light I put into this box will be activated by this button. So that's how you set up the lights. And just a quick thing, if you don't have top lights installed, make sure to do that. That's so that all of the lights around your Launchpad will also be lit when setting up your light, when playing projects. So all you have to do is get that installed. The download link will be in the description below. And then wherever you have it installed, you're going to want to go get it. So I'm just going to go to my downloads to get that. So find where it is, then basically just drag it into the outside right here, and there you go. Pick whatever Launchpad you have. I have the Pro, then press enable, and now these outside lights will light up too for lights that you have set up with the outside lights. In another tutorial, I will teach you how to do all the lighting and make some lights and all that stuff, but for this tutorial, I'm just teaching you how to set up Ableton so you can do all of that stuff. So now that you're done with the lights, you can move on to the audio section and get your drum rack all set up. So first you're going to want to just turn it on. It can be auto or in. Keep it on auto, whatever you want. Then you want to go to instrument, take an instrument rack, double click it. It will now that I made a new instrument rack here, you can delete this audio. You don't need it anymore. Make sure your instrument rack's on auto. Then you're going to see over here you have a little instrument rack. You're going to want to open that, all of those buttons. Then you're going to do the same thing you did for the lights, so that you can play with multiple pages. So you're going to press chain, right click on this, map to macro 1. You're going to see it does that. Press MIDI up here, press on the macro 1 or chain selector, press this button, hold, press this button, hold. There you go. Now as you can see, it added another one right here, and you're going to want to change that to 7 because you only need 7 pages. You don't need 127 because there's only 7 buttons on the side over here. There you go. So now, as you can see, when I change pages, it will change for that, and it will be changing for the lights. So whatever lights activated on this page and whatever sounds activated on this page will do that light. So for example, if this is just wobble and activates a light that goes like that, then only on this page will it go wobble and activate for a light for that. And then on this page, you can have something totally different with a total different light and a total different sound. So now that you're set up for that, you'll see that you have a chain over here. You can press hide. Then you're going to want to go to instruments, find the drum rack, just drag the drum rack in there. You'll see you have a bunch of little areas for. Now as you click, you can see that this button is right here. So whatever sample you put right here will be activated by this button. Say you want it to be the top left button right here, which is right here. Whatever button's on this sample will activate that button. Now, for example, if you're pressing buttons and you don't see it happening right here on the side, that's because you're on the wrong page. So just make sure you're on the right page, and you will see it. So for example, this button right here, as you can see, it's right there. Whatever button is activated on this button right here is going to be activated by pressing this one right here. So now you have Ableton all set up and all ready. You are prepared to start making your lights, putting your lights on the Launchpad, and start putting your song and laying it out on your Launchpad. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I'll be showing you how to make the lights, some drum removal, and how to set up all the samples on and lay them out on your Launchpad. So if you enjoyed this video and you're excited for the next part, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.